everyone involved. We made a few changes after the last fight, and yeah, it paid off. I was no matter what was happening tonight, I was winning. I had it in my head. There was too much to lose. So yeah, and especially fighting in front of the New York fans, having my US debut. Listen, there was great fighters ringside. Coach Benavidez, senior over there, I see you. It's an honor to fight in front of you, in front of Devin Haney, Crawford, all of these guys. So yeah, man, a massive honor.
Oh, I'm very proud of him. And we've only scratched the surface of what he can do. And I knew, as we didn't get off to the best start, but I knew he'd grow into the fight. I've never met such a strong-minded, strong-willed young man. He's very determined and very focused. We've only had 8 weeks together. He's only going to get better. But we're not looking too far ahead. Let's enjoy tonight. There's a new star in world boxing, and his name is Hamzah Sheeraz.
You said it. You said it. That's exactly what he is, the new star, a big star in boxing. And announce yourself on the scene in a spectacular fashion. So, I don't know if there's any questions you want to ask.
Yeah, right here in front, Hamzah. You came out to at peace. You seemed at peace all week.
Yeah.
You didn't seem fazed by the moment coming out here in the first time ever that this venue has hosted boxing.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the impact of Andy Lee as a trainer, because a lot was made in terms of the weight.
Yep.
You making 160, being such a tall fighter.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the impact of Andy Lee and the tactics going into this fight. What were you focused on being able to do against Edgar Berlanga?
Like Andy said, when I first walked into his gym, we knew we only had 8 or 9 weeks together, so we was kind of on a crash course. But listen, he's been there, he's done it, he's won a world title, he's practically, he had his career here in New York, so I was very comfortable coming here. And yeah, I felt at peace. You got to remember, from an 8-year-old kid in UK who never ever, in all honesty, thought I'd be here, just with hard work, listen, living in the moment, working hard every day, like I said, ups and downs. I never thought I'd be here. Now we're here, it's like, it's my time to shine, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, alhamdulillah, always. Yeah, sorry, yeah, the tactics, it was, like I said, we knew we had 8 or 9 weeks together, so we couldn't complicate anything. It was just about throwing more punches, throwing the right punches, and doing what is required of me in the fight. Like the first couple of rounds, I was losing them, and I knew I was losing them, but I was adjusting, and that was a massive learning experience I learned from my last fight against Adamis. So I think that's what makes a great fighter, or not a great fighter, a good fighter, adapting from fights to fights, and yeah, this was a good day for me.
Congratulations on the win, Hamzah.
Thank you.
Question: how does the win feel, considering the build-up to the fight, the trash talk, the booing? Does the knockout make the win even more sweeter?
Yeah, it does. It does. A lot of people were happy for me. But like I said, respect to Berlanga at the end of the day. I knew what I was up against. I knew the shit talking that was going to be involved. I knew the type of character he was. So it was all about mentally staying very sane, staying very focused. And like I said, nothing was stopping me winning tonight. Honestly, nothing.
Radio Raheem down here in the front. Berlanga won the first round, at least on my card. He had some success in the second.
Yep.
Seemed like he hit you with some good shots. Did you need to make an adjustment early in the fight to turn the tide?
Yeah, I did. I don't think he expected me to fight him close. His jab surprised me. A lot. It was very quick, and it was catching me a lot. And I didn't expect that. So, like I said, I had to make the adjustment.
He said to me after the second round, he said, I can hunt this guy. I said, go ahead and do it. And that's what he did. He started walking forward. And you could see it demoralized Berlanga. And then people don't understand how hard he punches. That left hand is, it's a gift. It's unbelievable. And it's only a matter of time.
It's not something he's just been doing. I mean, look how many guys he's stopped in style. He's done it to lots of fighters. And tonight he done it with a guy who went the distance with Canelo. And has got a sensational punch himself. He negated everything. At the end of it, after those first couple, I thought he won the second round. But after that, I just thought that you could see he was getting command. And those couple of uppercuts he threw, he definitely hurt him with those shots. They were good uppercuts and done the job, yeah, up the middle. It's there, but you can see what he's doing. But if you're big punches like that, you just back him up. You put him on the back foot. You take a lot away from him, and that's what he done. He took a lot away from Edgar.
To your point, Andy, and yours, Frank, stopping Berlanga in the first half of the fight, no less, is an accomplishment. Canelo couldn't do that. You said you were going to stand and trade with Canelo if you got an opportunity to be in front of him. Does this, in your mind, mean that you have more power than Canelo? And what would the game plan be?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I'm a humble guy. I always have been. Canelo is one of my boxing heroes, and I've said it. So, like I said, even my name to be mentioned in the same sentence as his is a massive honor, man. It's a massive honor. Listen, you got to remember, from where I've come from, nothing. I swear, nothing. Everyone thinks just because of the way I carry myself that I've been fed with a silver spoon. I haven't. I honestly haven't. I've come from nothing. I just don't portray it. But that's what boxing's about at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I've experienced a lot.
Congratulations and welcome to being a star in the States.
I think we've got to mention as well a lot of the success, and Andy will tell you as well, and Frank will say to his team at the back there, Adil is unbelievable. All his team, they're all there. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Unbelievable.
You took the words out of my mouth. I just want to say, as a coach, it's been the easiest camp I've ever had because he's got one of the best managers I've ever seen, Adil. His dad, Cam, has been unbelievable for the camp. His little brother, Cape, is my assistant, provides me with everything. Manny, the physio, Paul, the nutritionist, Tim, the chef, Ali, Osama, cousin, and the boys from LA, unbelievable. Thank you very much for all your help. Killer. Thank you very much, guys. Izzy,
Boxing King
the
Media
best.
is Boxing King Media. Hamzah, what did you guys say to each other at the end of the fight? You and Edgar. I saw you speaking to each other.
I just told him that he can keep his 100K, because listen, it's against my religion to bet, and in the moment I shook his hand. So I was getting a lot of stick for that. So that was a mistake. But yeah, I don't know on Frank's behalf. There you go. So I've got my debt collector here, Frank, to go and to collect the debt.
And in your changing rooms, I was there when you did the final prayers. Just tell me how important was that in that moment to get you psyched up for the ring walk?
Yeah, massively. Just a huge thank you to Mo, the Warner, Darnish, them boys from LA. I met when I first started training in LA about 4 years ago, and they've reconnected me with God and made me appreciate it a lot. So yeah, thank you.
Hamzah, congratulations on your great win. Just a quick thing, great boxer Muhammad Ali, once he said, "I'm the greatest before I knew I was." What would you say?
I wouldn't say that. Like I said, I just take each day as it comes, to be honest with you. I swear to you, I take each day as it comes. I live in the present moment. Tomorrow's not guaranteed at the end of the day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so I've always said that my main kind of purpose as an athlete, as someone who has a platform, is to help change other people's lives. And if my career finishes tomorrow and I've changed one person's life, I'll be a very happy man. So that's my main purpose.
How what you see after him and his success? I know there was Amir Khan before, but you see so many young Asian, Pakistani, and Indian Asian fighters coming through now, and they're so talented. And he's the leader. He's leading the way, setting the tone, and they're going to follow him and follow in his light. So that will be his legacy. And just for it's remiss of me, you got to say thank you to Jason Quigley and Joey Gamache too, who have been unbelievable this week.
Hamzah, low sweat with fight hype right here, right at the very back.
Sorry.
You and Canelo now share an opponent. You were able to do what he wasn't. Do you have anything to say to Canelo?
No, not really. I'm not going to sit here and loudmouth someone like himself, but it'd be an honor to share the ring with him. It genuinely would. Someone who, like I said, I've looked up to, and then the next thing you know, you're in the ring with them. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, it's an accomplishment itself, but one thing I can guarantee is if I do ever share the ring with Canelo, it's not going to be the case of what happened in his last fight where his opponent was trying to run. I promise you guys, like, it's on camera here, even if I get knocked out, I'll stand there and trade with him at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? So I'll put on a good performance because that's what it's about. That's what it's about, being great, daring to be great, and I'll do just that.
Congratulations, champ. Andres Cantera from Mexico City, W Deportes. What were your thoughts in the first knockdown in the 4th round?
In my head, the only bit of Spanish I know, I was like todo bien. So when I knocked him down, to be fair, I heard him when I was in the 2nd or 3rd round. I was going forward, and when he saw me change the game plan, I heard him say, "Oh shit!" And that's where the fight was won for me. In that moment, the fight was won for me because I knew I had the mental edge on him. And then it was just about landing. You've got to remember, he's a big guy. He walks around at 210 or whatever it is. And dropping down to 168 is not healthy. It's not healthy at all. And if you do that, you're not going to have cardio. I've been there when I was doing it at 160. So, like I said, it's all about experience. Once you pick up